Jai Hind. I am Shraddha Srivastava. I am working as an assistant professor in IT department at AKGC. So today this is our second lecture of OOPS with Java. In the last lecture, we had discussed about the fundamental of the Java, how we can create program in Eclipse, how we can write the program, how we can run the program. It was all about the fundamental. So today we are going to start with the very first program in Java, and we will start from fundamentals towards advancement of the Java. So as you can see in the last lecture, here we are, last time we had explored Eclipse, and today we will explore how we can write Java in Notepad and how we can run in the CMD command prompt. So if you want to write any program, so you have to open the Notepad like this, and you can write the program here. Okay, and when you write the program here, you have to save this file with the extension with Java, and you have to and after that you have to run that program. So how you will run that program? Already I had told you, you have to do nothing. You simply make your files and you can save that in any folder. And where you are, suppose here I have created multiple files in Java, and I have stored in Java folder, you can see. So you can directly you can go to that folder, and here you select this address bar and write CMD, enter, and you see automatically you are come into that path. You don't need to set the path, you don't need to learn the path. Automatically you are in that particular folder, and here you can run the program. So today we are starting from this first Java program. So already I have discussed what is a class and what is an object. So in this subject is related to OOPS with Java. So we will talk about the class and object only. What is the object? Object is the instance of the class. Any real things in this world is called a object. So first we have to we have to create the class. Here you can see very basic program to print the hello world in Java program. So here you can see I am highlighting that thing. You can create this class, okay, and within that class we have to declare the data members. So that data members can be a methods, it can be a data variable, you can print something. So in this program I have declared nothing. In this my first Java program, this is the name of my first class, and here I have declared nothing. There is no data variable, but yes, of course we will have to create the data variable in the form of int Java or int string, all this thing, and we have to create the method also as required by the program. So this is the block, this is the class where I have to I can create the data members. So data member is the combinations of the data variable as well as data method, as well as the class functions. Okay, now this is the main function of the Java, public static void main. Okay, already I have discussed in the last lecture, but today I am just giving you in summarized way. This public static void, this is the main function of the Java. Okay, void, we all know void is, that means we are returning nothing, and static is the static keyword, that means we don't have to, if we are, it is the static method, that means we don't have to create the object of this class, because this is the static method. Gradually we will learn about the static function in the upcoming lectures. Okay, and this string args means this strings is the string type of array, and this args is the command line argument. When we had seen in the last lecture, when we are giving input in the command line, so we can see that with this args and string args method, ki how we are giving the commands and how we are giving the inputs in the command line argument, and we are getting the output. So this is the very standard things. Right now we don't have to worry about that. We will see the gradually in upcoming lectures, but we have to learn that this is the main method of the Java program. Okay, so in this main method, simply I am printing something that is a hello world. So what is the function to print something? That is the system.out.println. Okay, system is the class, out is the output stream, and println is the printing the, it is the function, it is the input where we are where we printing the input from the system class. Okay, so this is the hello world. Okay, so suppose so now how I am going to save this program. So the name of the program should be the same as the class name. So how I will store this program? My file name will be my first Java program dot Java. Okay, and how I will run it? Okay, so suppose here I have some program, like suppose this, here I am showing you only how we can run this program. So here I have create one class. Okay, you don't worried about this thing, only focus on this class. So I have created this class test. Okay, so how I have stored this class test1. So I have stored test1.java. You can see here I have stored test1.java. And how I am going to run this program? So in CMD program, Java, GAVAC, what is the JAVAC? This is the Java compiler, and I have to write test. What was the name of this? Test1. Okay, so test1.java. So I am compiling this program. So you can see my program is compiled without error. So Java C is the Java compiler, and I have compiled this program with Java C with the name of the file name, that is the test1.java. Now I have to run this. So how I will run? Java and then file name. File name is test1, and you can see this program is run. So what we have learned? We have learned that how to create program. So here we are creating program. This is the notepad. So how we can store this program with the extension .java, and how we are going to run program already we have seen. Okay, now the basic syntax. So Java program is the case sensitive. We all know case sensitive means ki suppose I have written something Shraddha. So I can, so my machine will understand this, my compiler will understand this Shraddha. If I am writing this, I have changed the case of S, now it is the uppercase. So my compiler will give me error, because this Java program is a case sensitive. Case sensitive means it recognizes the cases. In the upper part, this is the in lower case. And in the, so compiler will recognize this in different two entities, not same entities. So this is the case sensitive, the first thing. And class name, for all class name, the first letter should be in upper class. Okay, so agar if I am writing some class name, so I need to give the first letter in uppercase. Okay, and methods name, all method names should start with a lowercase letter. Program file name, already I have told, I have explained ki how we can store the program files. And public static void main, Java program processing start from the main method, which is mandatory part of every Java program. So this is the main method. Java identifier, we all know what is the Java identifier. Java identifier means it can be names used for classes, variables and methods. So those identifiers that machine recognize it, that it is an identifier, and we have to this identifier is given by the user, and sometimes it is some identifier are given by the machine, by the compiler, and some are given by the user. So in Java, there are several points to remember about identifier. Like about what is the variable, is it the identifier, it is given by the user. What is the classes, it is the identifier, it is given by the users. But some classes are predefined, that is given by the system. Okay, and methods, so some methods are given by the user, that is a user defined, and some methods are predefined, that is given by the system. So all identifiers means we are giving some name, that is called identifier. So all identifier, like if I am saying this is the variable, classes and method, it should begin with a letter. Okay, and means if I am giving some identifier, suppose I am creating any variable, so I have to start from letter, and then I can give any combination. Okay, but I cannot start with number, it will give an error. And I can start with I can join this underscore also, suppose AB underscore CD. This is also a valid identifier. And after the first character, identifier can have any combination of character. A keyword cannot be used as an identifier. A keyword means कि suppose in our if you know the concept of C language or C++ language, so there are some keyword. Keyword means that is that name that is given by the system. Suppose we have a loop if. So suppose I want to give a name of variable if, so it will create an error, because if is defined by the system and it is used for the conditional statement. And suppose I want to give the variable name for, so it will give an error because it is the loop, that is the loop name that is given by the system. So these points we should remember when we are creating any variable, class and method. Okay. Most importantly, identifiers are case sensitive. Already I have explained. Case sensitive means if I have given lower cases, then it should be lower case. Otherwise, and if I am giving the same spelling name, same name with the uppercase, then system will recognize as if two different entities, not with the same. Okay, so example of legal identifiers: age, salary, values. This is the valid only for this dollar sign. We can use dollar sign before the identifier, and it is the character only. Okay, and example of illegal identifier: 1 2 3 4 ABC. Already I have told you I cannot start any identifier with the number and minus plus sign. We always start with the character only. Now Java modifier. Java modifier means like other language. If you we know about an other language, that we have some access modifier, means that that identifier or that any variable, what are the access privilege, means where we can use that class, or where we can use that method or variable. What is the scope of that variable or methods or class that comes in a Java modifier. So there are two categories of modifier: access modifier. Access modifier, these are the default, public, protected and private. We will learn about each one of access modifier in upcoming lectures. And non-access modifier, where final, abstract and script FP. These are the access modifier, means what should be the scope of any particular class, variable and function. Okay, file compilation, execution. Already I have explained that how we can save the file, or we can save this extension with Java, and how we can compile with the Java C. Java C is the compiler of the Java, and for the execution, Java, my first Java program. Okay, so we can execute. Now, object and class example. So here I am taking this example. Whenever we are starting program with the OOPS concept, So we must define the class and object. So class, what is the class? Class is a body, class is an entity that is encapsulating the members of particular class, members of its own, like and what is the members? Class members. Class member is defined in two categories: data variables and method. So this is the class that is encapsulating the all data variables and methods. And how we can access that that data members? We can access that data members with the object of that particular class. So what is the object? Object is the instance of the class. So here, what is the syntax to create a class? So this is the syntax. Okay. So this is the class student1. You can see this is the class student. So this student is the user defined name. It is the given by the user. You can take any name, student1, student2, student, anything. Okay. So you can see the first letter of this student, S, is the uppercase, and then we have to open this class with curly braces. Now here I can define the member of the class. It should be the in the form of methods and the data variable. So here I have created two data variable. One is ID, that is a type of integer, and another is the name, that is the type of string. What is the int and string? It is the data type, means ID is the data that is having type of integer, and this name is the type, it is the data type. Which data type? That is the string. So by this we are declaring two data variable. One is integer type of ID, and second is string type of name. Okay. Now, so I have created only this data member. Now this is the main function. Already I have told you. So I am starting the main function where the execution will start, and after main function again I have to open the curly braces. Now I have to access these two things: integer ID, means ID, and name. Okay, so I have to access this ID or name. Here I have not initialized anything, this ID and this name. Only I have to declare two variables, and not I am not assigning any value to this data variable. So here I have to access this. So how I will access? I will have to create object of that particular class. Only by the object I can access the data member of that particular class. So what is the syntax to create an object? This is the syntax. Okay. So what is the student? Student is the class name followed by object name. So what is the student? Is the mandatory. You have to write student, that is the class name, and S1 is the object. What is the S1? S1 is the object name. You can write any name: S1, S2, S3, OB1, OB2, OB3, but it should be a relevant. And then new is the keyword, and again student is the class name followed by the bracket. Okay, so this is the syntax to creating an object of student. How we are knowing this is the object of student? Because we have start with the class name student. Okay, so now I have to print the value of this data variable ID and name. So I can use with the dot, and here you can see system.out.println object.id. What is the ID? Is the variable, and what is the S1? Is the object. So S1.id, we are printing the value of ID, and S1.name, we are printing the value of name. So here we can see we have not stored, we have not initialized this ID and name. So you can see from the integer, the output will be the 0, and for the string, the output will be the null. 0 will not, if suppose both variables are in integer, then the output will be 0, 0. But you can see the name is the type of string data type, so it is coming in null. Okay. Now it was the example of the object and class where you can see this the main function. Where is the main function? This main function is the inside of that class. Okay, you can see this main function is the inside of this particular class, student class. Okay, so here we have created one object, and easily by that object we can retrieve the value of ID and string name. Now what if we are outside from the if we have a main function that is outside of the class? So how we can we are going to access that variable? So here you can see I have created class student again. Okay, and I have closed, means this is the class student where I have created two variable, integer ID and string name. I have not initialized this ID and name, and I have closed the class. It is showing the abstraction of this class. Okay, abstraction feature of the class where only two variables. Now I am accessing this ID and string name outside from this class. Okay, so here is no any main method of this particular class. So where we are going to create this object in another class. So you can see I have created another class. Okay, class test student 1, and here I have, because without the main function I cannot execute the program. Okay, so here I have created the object of which class? Not test student 1. I am creating the object of student. So by creating this object of the student class, I can retrieve the both the data variable ID and name via this also. So you can see here s1.id and s1.name. I am getting the output 0 and null. So although I have not created the although we are in the test student 1, but still we are able to create the object of the student that is outside of this test student 1, and we can access the data variable of that particular class. So this is the beauty of the OOPS features. OOPS programming means where if we are anywhere, we can create the object of that particular class and we can access the data member of that particular class. Okay, and here now we have learned about the what is the class, what is the object, how we can create the program, how we can store the program, how we can run the program, what is the modifiers. Okay, now it's constructor. So the constructor is the very important things in Java, because without constructor constructor, object cannot be initialized or data member of the class cannot be initialized. So what is a constructor? Constructor is a method that is invoked automatically when any object is created of any particular class. So a constructor is a block of code similar to the method. It is called when an instance of the object is created, means when any object is created, it is automatically invoked. At the time of calling constructor, memory for the object is allocated in the memory, means without constructor we cannot allocate the memory of the object or of the member of the particular class. So a constructor is very important for allocating the memory. It's a special type of method which is used to initialize the object, and every time an object is created using the new keyword, at least one constructor is called. Okay, so here, so the main what is the quality of the constructor? The constructor name, if we are not creating any constructor, then automatically an constructor, default constructor is called. That is not visible to user and automatically called whenever we are creating any object. So if we want that I want to create any data member that is initialized initially when an object is created, so we can put that variable in a constructor only. Then we have to create explicitly a constructor. It is one of the example. And so what should be the quality of that constructor method? That constructor name should be the same as the class name, and it is not having any return value. Okay, so here you can see in this example, public class my class is the class name, this is the my class. Okay, and constructor is this body my class, and where I am printing beginnersbook.com. Okay, so here you can see the this is the constructor my class, and which is the having the same name as the class name where I am printing this, and again this is the main method. And now I have to and I don't have to call this constructor my class. I don't have to need to call this constructor, because as soon as I am creating this object of this class my class, automatically this constructor will be called, and when this constructor will be called, this line beginnersbook.com automatically will be printed. So this is all about the basic of the constructor, and in the next lecture we are going to deep dive into the constructor, in the function overloading, polymorphism, different features that we have to learn about the Java. So for today, this is all about all about the Java fundamentals. Thank you very much.